Do you want to know one of the saddest realizations I recently had? Was that as a liberal woman, it is really hard to find a man who is willing to play the more traditional masculine role in the relationship in today's day and age, who is not a conservative. A man who wants to pay on the first date, who wants to...
It's so hard to find a conservative man that is not conservative.
You don't think there's a difference between traditional and conservative?
Yes, I understand that. But you being liberal and stuff like that is not traditional. That's not traditional. And most people that are conservative tend to be more traditional. I know there's a difference. I absolutely know there's a difference. But they are very close. Very close. Almost similar. What you're asking for is something that is not traditional. So you're surprised that people that are conservative and tend more to traditional things, that's what you want, but you don't want the frame of mind that get them to be traditional. You actually want to go, you don't want a man. You want to go take a trip in the Okanagan Valley and pick cherries. That's what you want to do. You want to pick cherries. Go there, pick cherries for a summer, make your money, and come back. That's what it is.
I'm not mad at her. I mean,
I am not either.
she wants to choose her boyfriend the same way I choose an RPG character. She want to be like 3 points into charisma, minus 5 points into conservatism, 7 points into traditional factors, 8 points into using the proper pronouns. Right? She want to be able to make a Build-A-Bear husband.
Go in the Okanagan Valley, pick cherries, my guy.
I don't know what that means, but sure.
When you're like, you come in a teen, white people, when they come into teens and they're in Quebec, oftentimes they travel to British Columbia to pick cherries and fruits.
Nobody's going to catch this reference other than you and like some Canadians.
It's fine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The point is not where you're going and this and that. Is you're going out there cherry picking. That's the whole gist of it.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
I'm like, why are we going to Japan to pick cherries? I was confused.
It doesn't matter.
Because I didn't even know they had cherries in Japan.
Yes. In what?
I thought they only had plum blossoms.
In Japan.
Okinawa. Say that shit again, nigga.
Okanagan.
Okinawan? Yeah, Okinawa. Yeah, they sound like brothers and cousins. What? Don't even come for me.
I need you to go.
No, I'm not going nowhere. They thought it was Asian too.
Okanagan doesn't sound.
And to be fair, listen, it's a native. It's a native name,
bro.
And if you think about it, natives are just like forest Asians. So it's the same thing.
No, Asians are first native. Anyways,
let's keep going.
And obviously, as a liberal woman, I do want to be respected for my independence. And I do want to have my own autonomy in the relationship and not be confined or conform to the traditional female homemaker, childbearing role. And most of the men that I've dated who do have that more natural provider masculinity about them are normally conservative. So I don't really know what to do because I don't want to compromise my morals and values just to find a man. But am I asking to have my cake and eat it too?
yes.
Do you want to know?
Yes, you are.
As we all know,
I don't want to compromise. See, you said it right there. I do not want to compromise. You set this standard that is kind of contradicting, but whatever. All right. And then those men probably exist, but yeah, so does unicorns. You understand what I'm saying? It's like.
Do you want to know one of the...
Hold on, I want to play the end again. I didn't hear what she said.
Am I having my cake and eating it too?
Because I don't want to compromise my morals and values just to find a man. But am I asking to have my cake and eat it too?
Yes.
I'm asking how my cake and eat it too.
I have my cake and eat it too.
Okay. Sorry.
I heard what you heard.
Yeah, okay.
But in the context,
it doesn't matter. I know what she meant.
Yeah.
I just think it's interesting that as you become more progressive, you don't want to compromise your morals and values, but you expect
People to compromise.
more traditional men to do that. I don't know. To me, it's just endemic of the fact that I think people want to be non-traditional and still expect traditional from other people. She's saying she wants to be independent and do her thing and have her career, but also have a man take care of her. And it's funny to me how women can evolve as much as they want, but they want men to also evolve but also stay the same.
They want a man to evolve in the way they want, which and it's fine, and it's fine, and it's totally fine. It's okay. Again, not all women, we know that, but that particular woman and the type of women like that want to evolve however way they want. But men are not going to evolve however way they want. No, they're going to evolve according to my standards. And I'm gonna have to find, okay, and it's fine to have standards. I am rooting for you. Whoop whoop, live your life. Force à toi. But you're gonna be less likely to find that. It's very contradicting, but it's fine. I mean, hope, more life. You see how difficult it is? Yeah, I can understand how difficult it is. Yeah.
It's like you want to be the president of your country and also be treated like a princess. It's just funny. It's just funny.
It's like that's a
girl boss by day.
No,
princess by night.
No. No. No.
But that's what they want.
The first one.
That's what
you want to be the president and that was fire.
She want to be the president.
Yeah.
That's what she wants.
That's
what she wants.
That shit.
She want to be the P in the P.
Yeah, you're pushing.
She want to be the P in the P.
But yeah, that could be a thing. You want to be the P in the P.
She want to be the P in the P.
But
I don't know. I just watched this and I laughed.
Yeah, I chuckled. Mm-hmm.
I just wonder when people record these kind of videos, they just don't hear themselves. Like you have to go to the process of adding subtitles, doing all that editing to upload it, and you didn't stop and think, wait, don't I already have the answer? If you want, it's like you're expecting from him something you're not willing to do yourself.
You want him to compromise, but you don't want to compromise.
That's it.
I don't know.
So let me tell you.
And then you find it difficult because you don't want to compromise. Sounds dumb to me and counterproductive. But you do you. Force à toi.
Yo, I want a girl who sucks dick like a prawn star and is still a virgin. It's like, okay.
Come on now, B.
I mean, we could all wish, I guess.
Where does she learn? The streets.
You know, like everything is going to have a trade-off. Everything's going to have a compromise. Nobody finding the perfect partner. So you got to find out where you're going to give. You're going to have to find out where you got to give. But this kind of talk is just
weird.
Yeah, and it made me think of like all the ladies who were just like the most progressive people I knew, but then expected men to like still pay on the first dates and still do all this like traditional masculine stuff. And I don't mind. I don't think there's anything wrong with those things. But the expectation of it is what I think is funny. Mm-hmm. As we're changing and society's changing, it's just interesting that like there's constant demands of men to change, but like, you know what? You know that portion where you as a man just take charge of situations and do all this other stuff that's like born from the patriarchy, but we think is good. We want you to keep that. It's like, okay. It's just, but we want to know from you guys. What do you guys think? Is this ridiculous? Is it acceptable? Is she being insane right now? Obviously, she deleted this video, private her account once this went viral because people were mocking her. And look, I don't think it's one of those things where people gotta send hate mail to people. Like whatever, if people got a dumb take or whatever, it's fine. But yeah, that's what happened. What did you gonna say?
Internet, when you put stuff like that, when you have a lack of self-awareness like that, and you just post it like that, and like, why do you think? People will tell you what you think.
True.
They will tell you what they think, and they'll be like, "Yo, you bugging." Okay, you post yourself like that. I was just thinking. I just came there, and you don't have self-awareness. People will make you aware of things.
But let's take it from her perspective. I think women probably feel at their best in relationship dynamics when they have a man who takes care of them. Not like buys everything or whatever, but generally makes them feel safe, protected. Goes out of their way to be a gentleman or whatever. So even though these are things that are emblematic of like the patriarchy and the way things used to be, right? That is, I suspect what women, I could be wrong. It's been what I've seen the most. Okay. They still love that. Yeah. So even though they're fed a lot of this progressive narrative of like, do this, you're a girl independent, you don't need no man. I think when the confines of a relationship happens, they realize they like that overly masculine man who's just like, girl, you ain't gotta work. I got this all or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I guess it's got to be conflicting to some degree. It's like you have this really good feeling of like primally, I'm just theorizing. I'm trying to understand the mindset. Like from a primal standpoint, she probably just feels like, ooh, this is the kind of relationship that makes me feel good. But politically, it doesn't align with the kind of life I want to live. So how do you justify those two things? Because she said she found that stuff, but it was with men who were conservative, and it made her feel uneasy. She couldn't handle that. She couldn't handle the fact that they voted for Trump.
The guy that's going to vote for Trump is more likely to shoot another guy that's going to protect you and protect their family than call 911 and stuff like that and wait for the police to get there. Even if it takes 3 hours. I know. I already called. Right? So. Yeah.
Have men have to change certain standards?
Compromise.
Sure. I think so. I think men definitely have had to change.
Yeah.
You know, part of it's economic, right? Like you just can't expect your wife to stay at home and, you know, not want to have a job or whatever. Part of it is probably values as well. I think a lot of men are pretty supportive of the fact that their wives or their partners like working, you know. More money, more trips, right?
My girl out here cherry picking.
I think men are probably, if I'm taking the views that people had before, like sexual purity, at least in the West, is not as coveted as it used to be. Still hear some of it, but obviously men have had to change on that front a lot.
Yeah.
Where else? Where else have men have had to change in regards to their dating standards?
Well, we have to lower our expectance of, if I give you something, you owe me something in return. What else?
I think that's probably the prime things. Oh,
I don't have to drive you anywhere.
I got
you. Have a driver's license. You can afford a car. So
I got you.
Go ahead.
They don't expect you to have the same wifely duties as you have to. Now that things have become more even and money's being distributed differently because both people have a job. Oh. The people who have to cook, clean is going to look different in different relationships, right? Men have had to compromise in a lot of these realms and have accepted that role in a lot of ways. And so I think it's incumbent on a lot of ladies out there to also accept the fact that these things are changing and you just can't have everything that you want, right? Yeah. I'd probably say that's safe. But do you hear guys complaining about stuff like that? Like, ooh. Actually, I'm going to be honest with you. I know some dudes, this is funny because I date girls sometimes. Like, I'll do the bare minimum and they'll be impressed. But it's like, they'll date men who expect the women to have a job and come home, cook, clean, and do everything.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of men, actually, who have completely forfeited their responsibilities, both financially and at home. So they do actually have the best of both worlds. They got a progressive woman who makes all the cheddar, and she come home and she's still traditional that she guys handle all the responsibilities.
Well, we had a couple of people like that. We covered them.
We have covered some of them. They ain't got the finances to live that traditional masculine lifestyle, and they still expect them to do everything. So I guess this is probably the other side of that coin in a way.
Just the girl there, just Loling Things was saying, yeah, you can't get separated over chores.
Yeah.
What an M.
It's interesting. I guess there's just some people who.
Well, she doesn't have that. But she thinks that's what out there, and that's what she's preaching. That's not what she's getting.
That could never be me. But anyways, let us know what you guys think in the comments.